We all knew Caitlin Clark was unique and a once-in-a-generation talent, but what White just revealed was something no one saw coming. Clark just took the court for the Indiana Fever, and after just a few practice sessions, she did something that left her coach Stephanie White speechless. Before we get into the good stuff, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By joining our crew, you'll always be up to date with the latest WNBA updates, expert takes, and breakdowns of big moves. One small detail in Clark's training sets her apart from almost every other player White has ever coached, including some of the biggest legends in WNBA history. What did Clark do that made White compare her to the greatest of all time? And why does this change everything for the WNBA? Stick around. Just like this, don't miss it. We've covered every possible scenario, so press the like button. Now that you've subscribed, let's get started and discuss why this is so important. After just a few practice sessions with Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's head coach Stephanie White, who has witnessed some of the best players in WNBA history, was taken aback. Clark had hardly even set foot on the court and is already drawing attention in ways that no one anticipated.
So Stephanie White is obviously now the coach of the Indiana Fever, and that is a good thing.
We already knew Clark was a generational talent. We already knew she was the face of women's basketball before even playing a single WNBA game. But White just revealed something that changes everything about how Clark will impact this league. One small detail in her training caught White completely off guard, something that separates Clark from almost every other player she's ever coached. And when a coach who has worked with legends like Tama Catchings makes a comparison like that, you know it's a big deal. And let's be honest, Stephanie White has seen a lot. This isn't some coach who just throws out compliments to make headlines. She's been around coach legends and understands what greatness looks like. So when she says Clark's work ethic reminds her of a Hall of Famer, it's time for everyone to start paying attention. What makes this even crazier is that Clark is just getting started. We're not talking about a player who's already peaked. She's still learning, still evolving, and still pushing herself beyond the limits of what people expect from a rookie. Every time she steps onto the court, she's improving, fine-tuning her game, and making adjustments that make her even more dangerous. And here's the kicker, not only is Clark impressing the coaching staff, but her teammates are also taking notice. When a rookie enters the gym with the vigor, self-assurance, and work ethic of an experienced veteran, it forces everyone around her to step up. That's how culture shifts. And this is big for women's basketball as well as for Caitlin Clark. So, what exactly is it about Clark that's making such a huge impact? Let's break it down step by step. Stephanie White has coached some of the best players in the game. So when she says that Caitlin Clark's work ethic reminds her of Tamika Catchings, that's not just hype. It's historic for those who don't know. It's crazy that Clark, a rookie, is already being compared to Tama Catchings in terms of effort and dedication. Catchings is a WNBA legend, a Hall of Famer, and regarded as one of the most dedicated players to have ever played. White acknowledged that she has only collaborated with Clark a few times thus far, but she has already noticed something unusual. The type of motivation that distinguishes great athletes from legendary. Clark is fascinated with improving. She studies the game like an expert, asks the proper questions, and goes above and beyond what is required of her. She isn't just showing up to practice and following the routine. Here's the weird part. Clark is just getting started and she's already blowing people away. And let's be clear that this is about more than just making spectacular passes and shooting threes. White hasn't even fully coached her yet. Clark is distinct because she is obsessed with every facet of the game: defense, footwork, playmaking, you name it. She is training to dominate, which is a completely different mindset than simply practicing to maintain her skills. She is continuously improving her shot mechanics to make sure she can shoot from anywhere on the court, release shots more quickly under pressure, and improve her defensive awareness to anticipate plays before they happen, and ensure she can guard multiple positions effectively. This all-around approach is elevating her to a new level, but it doesn't stop there. This level of attention to detail is something you typically see in seasoned pros, not rookies. Clark's basketball IQ is off the charts. She's not just playing the game. She's analyzing every move, every play, every scenario that occurs on the court, and she studies film religiously, breaking down opponents' tendencies, figuring out how to exploit weaknesses, and making adjustments on the fly. And let's not forget about her conditioning. In addition to honing her skills, she's making sure her body can handle the rigorous demands of a WNBA season by increasing her endurance, strengthening her strength, and honing her agility.
This is big in my opinion. It's big for Caitlin Clark, it's big for women's basketball.
Being prepared in this way isn't just about being outstanding. It's also about continuing to be great for years to come, beyond her own personal development. Perhaps the most impressive thing about Clark's work ethic is that she embraces the grind. While some players may view extra work as a burden, she thrives on it because she understands that greatness isn't just about talent, but also about the countless hours put in behind the scenes. When a rookie joins the team and outworks veterans, it immediately causes a ripple effect where the entire team is training harder, competing at a higher level, and elevating their game.
Clark is back in the lab, or should I say, her natural habitat. The Fever shared footage of Clark getting a workout in with new head coach Stephanie White.
She moves differently. She has a new perspective on the floor. She shoots in a different way. There's just a certain level of excitement. She's not just pursuing success. She's demanding it from herself every single day. What does all of this mean for Clark's future? If she's already demonstrating this level of discipline, commitment, and hunger as a rookie, just think of where she'll be in a few years. We're talking about a player who isn't just looking to make an impact. She's looking to redefine what's possible in the WNBA. However, Clark's mindset not only makes her a fantastic player, it also makes her the kind of leader who motivates everyone around her. But wait, there's more. One of the most common myths about Caitlin Clark is that she might be too famous to receive coaching. Because she is already so well known in women's basketball, some detractors have implied that she could object to receiving coaching from instructors who haven't achieved as much as she has, but that couldn't be further from the reality. Stephanie White clarified Clark wants to be coached. She's not just receptive to criticism, she's demanding it. She wants to be challenged and pushed. She wants to be the best basketball player of all time. Consider how uncommon it is for a player to break records and be among the greatest names in the sport while still wanting to get better.
Moves different. She sees the floor different. She shoots different. There's just a level of excitement.
Stephanie White appears to have worked hard to follow instructions. This is similar to tight handle work to keep her handle strong, keep the ball safe, and be able to maneuver in smaller spaces. She could easily just coast on her talent and natural shooting ability, but instead she's demanding more. She doesn't just want to be great. She wants to be legendary, and you know what that means. If she's already elite, imagine what she'll be in a few years. Clark is demonstrating an unmatched level of dedication. She wants to dissect every aspect of her game and rebuild it even stronger. She's the kind of player who will take a minor flaw and work on it obsessively until it's no longer a weakness. She stands out from many young players because of her capacity to accept criticism and act upon it right away. Some athletes resist coaching or find it difficult to change their game, but Clark knows that even the best players can get better, and she's taking on every challenge head-on. Additionally, when a leader is always trying to get better, it motivates the team as a whole to work harder, which is exactly what's happening in Indiana right now. The Fever players are observing Clark's drive and realizing they need to improve their own games to stay competitive. This is the kind of mentality that elevates a team from mediocre to championship level, and the fact that Clark is adopting this mindset so early in her career shows how exceptional she is. Speaking of leadership, let's talk about how, since you've made it this far, you must be enjoying the video a lot. Therefore, why don't you take a moment to click the follow button? It's completely free, very easy, and helps us continue to provide you with more amazing content, especially if you're a WNBA fan. Whether it's player spotlights, game highlights, or behind-the-scenes moments, we got you covered, and by doing so, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Alright, let's get back on track. Let's talk about leadership. Although Caitlin Clark hasn't even participated in a single WNBA game, she's already taking charge as a leader inside Fever training camp. This is not only unusual, but it's practically unheard of for a rookie to command this level of respect from her teammates and coaches before even playing her first professional game. Most rookies enter the league with the mindset of establishing themselves individually, focusing on adjusting to the physicality, speed, and leadership of the team, which typically comes years later after a player has made a name for themselves. However, White has worked with many young players in the past, but she's observing something different about Clark: the way she conducts herself, her interactions with teammates, and her demands of everyone in the gym.
See, she worked up a sweat. Stephanie White looks focused. Some instructions. This is like tight handle work to keep her handle strong, keep the ball protected, be able to navigate in smaller space.
Additionally, Caitlin appears to have gained some muscle mass in preparation for the upcoming season, which is expected to be an MVP season. This is setting the tone for the entire Fever roster, and even the team's veterans are acknowledging Clark's influence, which speaks volumes about her mindset. Clark isn't scared to speak up. She's not waiting for approval to take charge. She's not fading into the background in the hopes of gradually gaining respect. She's embracing it now. Her practice and energy are infectious, and it's already forcing her teammates to put in more effort. She sets the bar for focus and intensity in every drill, and when she sees a teammate struggling, she's there to support them by giving them words of encouragement or a brief piece of advice. This mindset transforms good teams into great ones, but it goes beyond her words. It also involves her deeds. Whether she is the first to arrive at practice or the last to depart, Clark is setting an example that hard effort is expected and not optional. Her commitment is evident. She's not just following the rules, she's setting the bar high. What's even more amazing is that she's not only leading on and off the court, but she's also spending time getting to know her teammates and building chemistry and trust that will help them succeed in games. That level of maturity and awareness is what makes good players stand out from great ones. Even more amazing is the fact that Clark's leadership comes naturally. She has an unmistakable presence that demands attention, and soon all WNBA teams will sense it. She isn't just a talented rookie. She is a player who has the potential to change the league's power dynamics.
It also looks like Caitlin is bulked up a little bit, like she's put on a little muscle mass to be ready for next season, which is an MVP season loaded.
She is a full package because of her ability to control the game with her shooting, passing, and leadership. The rest of the league needs to wake up because Caitlin Clark isn't just making waves, she's making history. If this is just the beginning, just think of what she'll do once she steps onto the WNBA stage for real. Stephanie White is already in awe, and her teammates are stepping up, so the entire league better be paying attention. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay up to date on everything WNBA, make sure to hit the like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We've got all the latest updates, in-depth analysis, and the best basketball stories coming your way. Hey, what do you think? Will Caitlin Clark live up to the hype and take over the WNBA? Please share your opinions in the comment section below, and let's start a discussion. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. That's it for now.